Hello, hello! Day 93 of my 365-day challenge, and today is about cycle of completion. And I'm talking about this because, like I was sharing yesterday, I've been going through a ton of photos and I've been getting super organized, things from when I was literally an infant, before I was born, my parents' wedding, things like that. I have most of mine and my brother's baby photos, giving some back to my mom, and then giving some stuff to my dad as well. And then also just learning to let go of things that, I mean, really, we don't really need anymore. And I do feel like with the end of 2019 coming, I also feel like there's such a ending of, or like a completion of a portion of my life, which I really feel like is kind of my whole life and its history, like who I've been in the past, and not meaning like I'm totally redoing myself and whatever. Like I am who I am, but I have so many different things that I've held on to for so long, mainly because my dad is a pilot, well, retired pilot now, and he is remarried, so he has a home now. But prior to that, he was kind of just a nomad, and he would stay at my grandma's house when he was up in their town, but then he would also have a crash pad in Salt Lake City, and then he was in Chicago and Texas, all these places. And there was about a 10-year period where I didn't talk to my mom. So I held down the fort for me and my brother, having like our baby blankets and our clothes and, just having everything. Like I didn't have a home where my parents were where I could keep everything. So I felt like, oh, I should keep these because maybe we'll need these things when we're older. And a lot of this is like memorabilia and then also all the photos. And I now am, like I was saying, going to give some of these things back to my parents now that they can kind of take some of it on, because they're things that I know I like don't need, won't need in the future, and then maybe it will like bring some joy to them. But I do feel like it's a completion of that part of my life. And now I feel as though I am moving into, like, starting a life with my husband. Even though I've been married since 2016, we are now looking at like buying furniture together and things like that, because we haven't invested in stuff like that. We've still been using things that I had from, me prior to living with him, things that I had then that he had, and we have stuff from his sister. So, yeah, we are just not, again, we're not like totally redoing everything, but I'm gonna redo my room. We do want to get a new couch, and I am going through all of these sentimental things and just completing that part of my life. And like basically, I feel I'm really putting a timestamp on the people that matter to me till this day, and the things that I think will matter to me in the future. And I'll probably go through things again. But yeah, it's with that, like also too, in the completion of this like cycle of, I guess, what, like 36 years. I am stepping into like so many new ways of being and who I am, and new habits and like higher versions of myself. So it's also that as well. So it's pretty fun and exciting because we're going to be going into 2020 pretty soon here. And like every year is always a fun journey, and 2019 has been awesome. And it's just really cool to look back and think like where we've come from. But yeah, I am definitely like, yeah, I'm completing different parts of my life. And it's really fun because then it just makes room for some other things. And also, I'm just having space to have space, like literal space, but it's mental and emotional space, which is super cool. So, yeah, I'm kind of, I guess, celebrating me. Go me, go me. And also, to just sharing this, I guess, in case there's anything that you're like, huh, I'm having a completion of a cycle as well. Or maybe this cycle we could complete, meaning a year, or like a way of being, or a belief, or a mindset, or whatever. Like, there's no right or wrong way to do this thing called life. So, like, whatever your intuition is saying to you right now, that's perfect. And maybe that's something that you can look at yourself, because awareness is kind of like the beginning of the magic. So cheers to that, guys. Day 93, completion to some cycles, and it'll be fun to step into a whole new cycle of life for 2020. Cool. Bye.